So as promised, here is the showcase of the completed Dark Eldar. Sort of, because they still need to be based. Apparently she has now decided on a snow theme.
Arctic Dark Eldar.
That's right. Arctic Dark Elf Dark Eldar.
Yes.
These are all the warriors with their various weapon systems. The Raider. Jet bikes. Crazy witches. Complete with glowy eyes and stabby bits. And Lilith. So now that we've got all these done, what else have you purchased?
I have since purchased a Venom, a Razorwing, another Raider, which is in process, and Harlequins.
And those haven't even been started yet.
No, they have not.
So
hopefully we'll get to that today.
So why don't you tell everybody what happened with the Razorwing?
If you give me a moment, I will hold it up unless you want to hold it up. There's a part in the instructions that is optional. I did not read that it was optional beforehand because I didn't read all my instructions first before starting to build. There's a piece that you can pop in there to seal up where it attaches to the base. And I put it in there, but I want it to attach to the base. So, we're going to drill that part out, and by we, I mean him, and hopefully it'll look alright.
So you hope I'm going to do it?
Yes.
Okay. I guess I'll help out. It'd be nice.
You want to do a video on it, so I don't want to hear it.
Fine. I guess I'll help out. And we have a special guest with us here today. If you would so be willing to be on camera. Why don't you introduce yourself?
My name's Michael.
Michael. And what army do you play now?
Necrons.
Necrons. So we have another evil player on the team.
Not evil.
Oh, they're
Misunderstood.
Evil Necrons.
The pink Necrons of
Hey,
Doom.
They owned the world once, they just want it back.
It was theirs to begin with. They're not stealing.
That's alright, I want the underworld.
Reacquiring. Huh?
I want the underworld, so you can have...
He's fine, you can
Yeah,
get
you
it.
can
You
have top
guys can
row.
split it? Alright. Well, we're going to get into correcting the Bumble Razorwing. We'll get that fixed and then get started on more assembly. Alright, so we have this little plus sign here that's been filled in at the bottom of the ship where the plastic base goes. I've got my little pinning drill here with the standard GW bit, and I also have a 9/64 inch drill bit, which ends up being the exact same size as the outline here. So all I'm going to do is punch some starter holes with this little pinning drill in the very center, and then off in kind of these little arms here, and then I'll go back with the big drill bit and punch out the holes. Hopefully the whole thing should be loose enough that it'll pop in and we can just stick it on the base, so we'll see. Here, we'll just jump in and see if we can get it to work.
Hey, I gave you the opportunity to make this video.
You did.
You can think of it that way.
That's right, it's a learning experience for everybody else. Don't put this piece in if you want to use the base. And I thought men were bad about reading instructions.
I thought that was getting directions.
So you're not allowed to do anything 40K related unsupervised now.
I was not unsupervised.
Hey, I didn't know you weren't
He was a
reading
noob
instructions.
though at the time.
I read my instructions. I didn't know you weren't reading yours. I was relying on your experience.
Alright, so we have several starter holes drilled here, so now we're just going to get the big drill bit and just start punching holes in this bad boy and see what happens.
I didn't know you hated the Razorwing that much.
Well, you know, we're just gonna give it some battle damage.
I don't think giant drill holes count.
I think they do. Especially if it's in the belly of the plane. It looks like it was shot from the ground.
Well, hopefully if he drills through the ship, he ends up drilling through his fingers as well.
Nope.
I can only hope.
You just take it nice and easy so you don't do that.
Nice and easy.
That's right. Alright, so the first one's through. And we just keep going to all the other holes and making a mess with all these plastic sprinkles.
It's alright, we can clean them up before the cats eat them. Good to know I glued it together fairly well, though.
You did. So you've got the big holes, and I can't really get farther in between them, so I'll just take the clippers and go in there and start snipping out the extra plastic. That should work. In theory.
Well, we're about to find out in practice.
I mean, it can't be much worse than what's already been done to it.
Exactly, right?
Let's see if this thing will jam in there.
Hopefully not too tight because it still got to be painted.
Wow, they don't give you much room in this thing.
Nope.
You might have to use the drill to kind of mill out these holes a little bit.
Should I say as long as you know what you're doing?
I've seen it on TV once or twice.
YouTube videos?
Yeah. So I kind of cut the video short because I was only doing the same thing repeatedly, and then I just used the X-Acto to kind of scrape out the leftover bits on there. However, we now have a hole that will hold the Razorwing, and it will not fling off of its base too easily. So, no more blunders.
I gotta give you reasons to do new videos.
That's right. So anybody out there that doesn't know, that spot in the bottom there is for this flying stand.
I knew that's what it was for.
You have been warned.
And
what?
And
what? What are you smiling about?
Something that could happen during this process.
If you notice this minuscule, where is it?
Can't find it, it's so tiny.
That little spot right there. The drill went through a little far at one point and scraped it. However, once the paint goes on, you won't really be able to tell.
Exactly.
Or see. So you can see daylight through the top there, looking through the hole. That's all it is. No big deal. It's not my model anyway, so it's all good.
Yeah, whatever.
It's just
and
the dark
it's your
Eldar.
first drill job on a Razorwing.
That's right.
So.
The next one I'm going to do is punch a hole straight through it, make it take a grounding test, and crash.
No, thank you.
Alright, so the Razorwing has been successfully put on its base today, which you got to see earlier. The Raider, or the second Raider, is assembled, got all its bits and parts ready on there. All these things are ready to be primed and painted. The Venom is complete, and we also made 2 witches, had some extra bases, and these are the models that are designed to hang off the side of the Venom and the Raider. However, she didn't want to have models hanging on there, so they just ended up being put on extra bases. Just get some spiky bits from the extra ship parts, and then you've got basically some free models, so you can do the same thing with some of the warriors. We'll probably do that if we can get our hands on some extra bases and basically get free troop choices out of this, and maybe even have enough for an extra troop choice in the army. Michael's Necrons are almost all completed. We got several death marks, a couple of mortals, some of the different weapon options. You just got another box of them to kind of even them out a little bit. We got 20 warriors assembled in here in their various poses. We got the scarabs here, and then we've even got like a little custom scarab base going on here with an extra witch, that's a warrior, stabbing one of them in his last attempt at life while getting his chest area munched. Very graphic. And there's 4 more warriors that are not quite assembled, but that won't take long to put together. And hopefully they will all be assembled and possibly primed by the next time you see them.